Joining me now is a Bellator light heavyweight fighter who stepped in on a week's notice to face the returning Anthony Rumble Johnson in the co-main event of Bellator 258 on May 7th. It is Jose Augusto joining me here on the program for the very first time. Jose, how are you?
It's good.
Very good. Thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it. I want to start by asking how this fight actually came together. Anthony Johnson was supposed to fight Yoel Romero. Romero fell out of the fight due to an issue, and you step in. How did it come together, and when did you find out that you'd be fighting Anthony Johnson?
As soon as I heard that Romero was out, I got excited because I had been talking to everyone about perhaps coming as a replacement in the tournament. I know Bellator had already set Anglikas for that position, but he just fought for 3 rounds. So it gave me a little hope that perhaps he would be ready. But my manager told me, hey, do you want that fight? If you do, we can try to make that happen. And they did. So now I'm glad and I'm looking forward to it.
And you made your Bellator debut just under a month ago. At the beginning of April, you defeated Jonathan Wilson, and now you're getting a big step up in competition and in name value, taking on a former UFC title challenger. What does it feel like to be fighting such a big name this early in your career?
I'm very happy about it. It's a life-changing opportunity. That's something I had been looking forward to for so long. And of course, it's all happening much sooner than expected, but I just couldn't pass this up. If I look at all the names in the tournament, the guy that I match up the most well against is Anthony Johnson. So I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun fight. We're going to try to take each other's head off. And I can't wait to get in that cage with him and put all the work together.
In what way would you say this fight is a life-changing opportunity for you?
Yeah, the first step is to get recognized, have put my name out there, people know who I am. And of course, the pay increase, the tournament prize that is on the line in a few more fights. All this that comes with winning this fight is going to be huge for me. So I knew that sooner or later I would be facing top fighters and legends like him. I'm glad it's sooner, and I'm looking forward to step into that cage.
Do you think once the fight finally rolls around next Friday, you might feel a bit more nervous than usual or have a bit more jitters than usual just because you're fighting such a big name in Anthony Johnson?
I don't know. For more incredible that it may look, I'm the most calm I've always been my entire career for all my fights. I never been as calm as I am right now. I was anxious, waiting to know if it was going to happen. But after we got the confirmation, my mind was set and I'm feeling pretty well. I told this when I got in the organization, I worked my ass up to get here and to get those kinds of opportunities and fight for Bellator, to fight top fighters. So right now, what I feel the most is happiness and calmness. That's all that I have right now, and I can't wait to go in there and beat him.
Why do you think you are so calm ahead of the biggest fight of your career and a fight with a guy who, was once considered one of the sort of hardest punchers in all of mixed martial arts?
Yeah, I'm pretty grounded right now. I'm not like overthinking things, but I'm surrounded by a great team and seeing what my coaches have accomplished and what they tell me, seeing Patricio and Patrick talk to me and the faith that they have in me, my teammates, some with international experience as well. And I believe in the work that we're doing, all the things that we have been building up for now. And that faith of them in me and my faith in myself gives me this calmness, this happiness that I'm feeling. Of course, as you said, he hits way too hard. He's much more powerful with his punches than me, but I'm much more skillful than him. It's not just about the power, it's also the technique and the fight IQ, the mindset. And I believe in myself on those aspects over what he has to offer me.
Tell me a little bit about the preparations, just in the sense that you took this fight on about a week's notice. So how much is there you can really prepare for? What have you been doing over the past couple of days, and what are you planning to do up until the fight happens?
Yeah, last night we already had a conditional sparring session over the strategy of the fight, and we already went 5 rounds, thinking about possibly going 5 rounds against him. We continued the work that I was doing for my previous fight. I had 3 opponents changes, so we focused a lot on my strength and what I can bring into the fight. The boxing work, the striking work remains the same on the ground with my coach Everton Lopes, and the groundwork with coach Anistávio Medeiros Gasparzinho. We're focusing on, if it gets to the ground, to develop my jiu-jitsu, to never stop, to always be moving, always be active, don't give him an opportunity to hurt me. And so I'm pretty confident in continuing the work that we're doing. In the game plan that we made, we have a strategy, we know what we're gonna do in the first, the second, and up until the 5th round. It's not gonna just be just trying to smash each other. There's much more stuff involved in this. If I can get to knock him out away, or if I can get other avenues to win, we'll go after those 2. So we're confident, and we're gonna do our best to be the best shape I can be and as prepared as possible.
Was there any hesitation at all to take the fight, especially considering it's a 5-rounder, could potentially go 5 rounds and not just 3?
No, because that's a fight that I would accept no matter what. I wouldn't let this opportunity pass up. And about the fight being 5 rounds, even though he had been preparing for it, he's a guy that has a history of get tired early, because he comes to kill you from the start. So he tends to tire himself out. So cardio by cardio, I think will be equal, as I wasn't training for 5 rounds and I had just started training for 2 weeks. But there are other aspects in the fight that we can do to manage that. So cardio-wise and time-wise, I'm fine with it.
Now, obviously, the winner of this fight is going to get a title shot against the current light heavyweight champion, Vadim Nemkov, in the semifinals of the Grand Prix. But I guess looking beyond the tournament, what do you think a win over Rumble would do for your career and for your popularity?
I think the best thing will be the confidence that it will give me, the boost that it will give to in the work that I'm doing, and the opportunities that will open up for me. If I win this fight, I believe in 2 or 3 months, I'm gonna have the title fight next, and that's like a dream coming true. So I like to be active. I like to have this kind of schedule, and it's gonna be beating him right now and getting the champ next. I think my confidence and my skills will be in all-time high, and I like my odds.
Are you excited for the notoriety that would come with the win over Anthony Johnson?
Yes, that makes me happy too, but I'm much more satisfied about the idea of facing a guy that I used to see fight on TV, that I used to admire seeing him fighting. And now I'm getting the cage against him and we get to compete. That to me gives me much more joy than the notoriety that comes from it. But of course, if I beat him and people recognize me and they respect me, that'll be very, very good as well. I welcome it a lot.
As someone who's clearly familiar with Rumble's MMA career, what do you make of him coming back after retiring and sitting out for 4 years? Do you think this is a good move? Like, aside from the fact that you're fighting him next, are you glad to see him back?
Yes, I love it. I always loved watching him fight. All the danger that he poses in the cage, you can always expect some fireworks. In my opinion, he's probably the worst guy, although he is the one I believe matches up well the best against me. He's probably the worst guy for you to fight in the first round of a tournament, because if his hands connect, he can knock anybody out. But I'm very, very happy, honestly, very happy to be getting this fight and to be facing him. And after we fight, hopefully I will win. I would like to see him remain active later.
And I know just since this fight was announced yesterday, there's been some people sort of comparing your potential run through this light heavyweight Grand Prix to Daniel Cormier's in the heavyweight Strikeforce Grand Prix years ago, where he was an alternate. He stepped in on short notice and he ended up winning the whole thing. A, are you aware? Do you remember that happening? And B, if so, do you take any inspiration from Daniel Cormier and seeing what he was able to do as a replacement?
Yeah, I don't remember it well, and people spoke to me about that and how it's reminding them. But I've seen some of the fights, and yes, I'm confident that what I had in my mind is, given time, I think I could be any one of these guys. Life made at that time is something that I do not have, but I'm still confident in my skills and everything that we do, and it's going to be amazing for me to go in there and go through all these great fighters and beat Anthony Johnson, get the title, win the tournament title. That's something amazing to achieve, and I'm happy to have the opportunity to do that, and I'm feeling very, very confident that we can make it.
Now, for people that maybe aren't too familiar with you or your fighting style, what can people expect from this fight against Rumble? Obviously, we know what Rumble's going to try and do. He has big power. He likes to get knockouts. Your Bellator debut was a submission, but you also have some knockouts on your record as well. What are you planning to bring to the table against Rumble?
Yes, everyone knows that Anthony Johnson, he comes to take your head off, and the reason I think we match up well is because all that desire that he has, all that power that he throws, all of his strikes, that is exactly what I will use to beat him. I'm a counter striker, but I'm a very active one, and I'm very fast. I believe I'm much faster than him. And if he comes to take my head off from the start, I think that it's going to give me openings to hurt him. So don't be surprised if I catch him coming in and I knock him out. But knocking him out is not my only focus. My focus is on the win. I'll take it any way I can get. If I get to knock him out, that's perfect. If I get the submission, awesome. If I win by decision, it's great too. You know, all that I care right now is the win. How it happens, we'll see it play out on Friday.
Now, you're a member of the Pitbull Brothers team in Brazil. How long ago did you join that team, and what has that done to help advance your MMA career?
Yeah, they rebuilt my game from the ground up. I'm a completely different fighter than the fighter I was when I got here. It's been 3 years since I joined the team. I was 2-2 then, and I'm now 7-2. So I got a 5-fight winning streak, and I'm performing better every fight that I go through. So I'm still growing. I'm still learning, and I have yet to reach my full potential. And I'm adapted to their way of training, to how they think, and it's made wonders for my career. So I hope that I can get to achieve my dreams and one day be as accomplished as a fighter as both Patricio and Patrick are.
All right. Well, Jose, thank you so much for taking the time. We're looking forward to this fight next week. And thanks again for doing this, and best of luck to you against Anthony Johnson.
Thank you.